It's just the truth. Yes, we might tell you look good, your kids look dashing, but we really do not care what they are putting on. We just care that they are dressed up. That's just it. So do what you know you can do within your means. All right? Don't go breaking the bank. And that also reminds me that the traffic in Port Harcourt these days, I just keep wondering. Today I felt like the traffic was just trafficking. Man, from Rumodara all the way to even close to Rumokoro, the traffic was mad this afternoon. I don't know what's happening. Like, there's just a lot of people on the road these days. I just keep wondering what's happening, really. But all the same, Christmas is happening. I'm sure that's why we have a lot of cars on the road. I just want to believe that's it. Plus the flyovers that are still under construction, causing people to take routes that they would normally not take. But as you're driving, remember, I think I said this some time ago, that the same way you're rushing to get to where you're going to, the next person is also rushing to get to where they're going to. So try and drive like you are a human being. Drive like the next man is your brother. Don't drive like you are in a war zone. Nobody's pursuing you. Okay? Yes, remember also to get your PVC in all of these Christmas and New Year holidays. When the New Year comes, remember to get your PVC, because just February we'll be going to the polls. All right? So ensure you do that. So on the show today, on Thoughts and Opinions, we'll be talking about the DSS and the CBN. Like, what is happening? The Federal High Court has stopped the DSS from arresting Godwin Emefiele, that's the CBN governor, over alleged terrorism. And you just begin to wonder how did this even come about? Who came up with the idea that the guy was involved in terrorism? You know, because the judge looked at the whole matter and was like, the DSS did not provide any concrete evidence to actually substantiate the claims that Emefiele is involved in terrorism financing and economic crimes. And it also brings to mind the fact that the cash withdrawal policy is still a thing that even the House of Reps is still not very happy with. The man has not still answered them. This is like the second time. He still says he's not in the country or something. And they are expecting to have him on the floor of the House on Thursday. Yeah? So this whole cash withdrawal policy, some people say, oh, it's not going to help the economy of Nigeria for whatever reason. And some other persons say, well, it's going to at least help us to know how much we have, which is part of what the CBN has said before now. Some people are also arguing that maybe some of the politicians are not happy with the whole cash withdrawal policy because it's going to affect them. I mean, the elections are just around the corner and you're bringing this up. What is your plan? Huh? We have monies that we've kept to do the proper election thing by January, and then you're trying to tie our hands down. What's your problem? Okay, so I'm asking, this whole DSS claim against Emefiele that he's financing terrorism and economic crimes, is this a witch hunt against the CBN boss over the cash withdrawal policy? Or maybe not. Perhaps the DSS is just doing the job it is supposed to do. So we'll have that discussion on Thoughts and Opinions. I'd like to get your thoughts on that. All right, till 4 p.m., that's what we'll be discussing. And then at 4 p.m., we have the business news, after which we will talk about police brutality in Rivers State. There's never a time the topic police brutality comes up that there are not stories to back up the conversation. Well, we have a recent one, though, in our news. And this time around, it has to do with a man whose wife says was detained for days and tortured. In fact, she said she's been looking for her husband, Mr. Success Bassi, going from one police station to another, only to find him at a certain police station. And when she saw him, she couldn't recognize her husband. That's what the woman said, because he had been tortured. Torture. That particular issue is still a big problem. And then I wonder if, with even the Police Act frowning against police torture, the Police Act that was passed and signed into law in 2020 criminalizes and prohibits the use of torture by the police. So how come we still have this happening? So who should we hold accountable? Because it's looking like you can't hold the police officers accountable. You can't say this is the person that did what, and there is actually a punishment. The person gets to face disciplinary measures, and then it's enough to deter others from continuing in that line. Over and over and over, we still have, even as we're talking about it now, I'm sure somewhere, someone is still going through torture. It's until they talk about it, until they bring it to the public, that's when we will know. Some people go through it and survive, and they never talk about it in public, and it's just within the family, hush hush, and let's just move on. And some other persons do not survive it, and so the story doesn't even make it to the public domain. So police torture or police brutality, that's what we'll be discussing within the 4 p.m. hour. And then I'm asking, why does police brutality persist despite the Police Act against it? Why does it persist? Why has it continued? All right, plus some other questions. We'll be having the Rivers Indigenous NGOs and Civil Society Network, Ringox, in the studio for that conversation. That's a human rights activist who is a part of that particular NGO, and also the coordinator of the River State Response Team on Violence Against Women and Children, Tombari Dumkakote. We'll have him in the studio to talk about that police brutality. Okay, then 5 p.m. we'll have news updates, and after the news updates, let's talk about this Donyi Okukwe conviction over money laundering, violating the Money Laundering Act. And then we also heard he paid some amount of money. Remember, the story goes that he was found guilty of receiving over 200 million naira cash from a former national security advisor, Colonel Sambo Dasuki. You remember that story, right? And then he was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, but he had an option to pay a fine of 500,000 naira on each of the 26 count charges for which he was found guilty. So he got to pay 13 million naira fine. So either you pay that or you go to prison for 2 years. So he paid that amount of money, and that's it. So we'll have Professor Richard Wokocha, who is a professor of constitutional law and jurisprudence, to explain to us how this works, because I heard someone asking, if he collected 200 million naira cash, or over 200 million naira cash, how come he's paying 13 million? Like, how does this really work? Let's understand, the whole fine thing, the conviction thing. How does the court even come up with how much a person should pay, the equivalent of what crime they have committed? Of course, we know that the Money Laundering Act definitely has the fine there, all right, for people to pay. And then we also look at if this conviction means that this man is corrupt. A court has convicted him of this. He has flouted, he has violated the Money Laundering Act. So does it mean he's a corrupt man? All right, so those are some of the questions we will get answers to within the 5 o'clock hour, when we have Professor Richard Wokocha on the show for that conversation. All right, so that's going to last till 6 p.m. At 6, we have the major news. And after the major news, it will be time for open season, where you, of course, get to share your views and contribute to any of the matters discussed on the show today. All right? And then 7 p.m. the sports crew will be here for extra time. So that's it on the show. Welcome once again. So let's do this. Just go on a very short break and then we'll get to discuss what we have on ground on thoughts and opinions. Just stay tuned.
On your talk station, the conversation never ends.
Let the person walk with.
So the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, has declined an application by the Department of State Services, DSS, to arrest and detain the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele. Now, Justice Soho, while declining the motion ex parte filed by an applicant in the absence of the respondent, said the DSS did not provide any concrete evidence to substantiate its claims that Emefiele was involved in terrorism financing and economic crimes. Well, at the proceeding, the judge noted that the name of the respondent was given simply as Godwin Emefiele without a material disclosure that he is the same person as the CBN governor. Okay, we'll go on a commercial break. When I come back, I will continue. Do stay tuned. The DSS and the CBN governor, or the at the proceeding, the judge noted that the name of the respondent was given simply as Godwin Emefiele without a material disclosure that he is the same person as the CBN governor. And the judge also says, in the light of the foregoing reasons, I decline to grant this application ex parte. If the applicant believes that the evidence available to it so far is sufficient, then it can as well arrest and detain the applicant, even without the order of the court. If, however, the applicant desires to still pursue this application, then it should place the respondent on notice, considering the sensitive public office that he occupies. So this move by the DSS comes after the recent decision of the CBN to redesign the 200 naira, 500 naira and 1000 naira notes. Of course, as part of measures to reduce the quantity of cash outside of its control and also discourage certain criminal activities, for example, kidnapping for ransom. And this follows the announcement of a new policy limiting cash withdrawals for individuals and corporate bodies. So some people are still not happy about this whole thing. So tell me, what do you make of this, should I call it allegation, by the DSS against the CBN governor? The number to call is 070-0923-030-6416. And you can also head on to Nigeria Info PH. And also, just to remind you, the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, has again, I mentioned this earlier though, has again failed to appear before the House of Representatives today over the bank's recent policy on cash withdrawals. So there was a letter last Thursday telling the lawmakers that he was in the US on an important assignment. He sent another one stating that he was still outside the country. But the House has resolved that he should appear on Thursday. Remember also that the House of Representatives first summoned him on December 8th, ordering the suspension of the cash withdrawal limits after a resolution during plenary. And now we're hearing he's financing terrorism and economic crimes, according to the DSS. So what do you make of this? Okay, I think I'm going to have to pick the calls myself. Hello?
Hello?
Good afternoon. You're welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Please, you have to speak up. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. My name is Emefiele, calling from Rivers State, Port Harcourt.
Okay, go on.
I really like what the governor is doing. Please, to reduce the limit of stealing and all the rest of things. It's okay, let it keep it on. It's good work. So that's all.
All right, thank you very much for calling. For your WhatsApp messages or SMS, you can send them to 0809 030 6416. Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. My name is Odim. I'm calling from Emefiele.
All right, Odimma, go on.
Yeah, content for me, this particular CBN governor, Emefiele, a politician, a member of APC. I don't know how you can begin to explain this kind of a central bank governor. When the DSS says it did that, there's no ground for anybody to doubt DSS. Because this is a central governor for the first time in the history of Nigeria, central governor declaring for a political party. So what is worse than that? So for me, this government is looking like a house of promotion. As if there's no president. The same CBN governor is supposed to be reporting directly to the president. The same DSS is supposed to be reporting directly to the president. So why is it that this thing is not supposed to even come out? But I'm not surprised because, like I said, this is the CBN that is the politician that has an interest. So if DSS, and for me, the court is undermining DSS. So, and I'm not surprised because that is what you get under APC government, under Buhari. Anything can happen. Since you don't be here before, you hear it. So
all right, thank you.
Anybody should defend the CBN because.
Okay, thank you very much for calling. You already stated your point. All right, 070-0923-0923. For me, I don't think it's a witch hunt. Anybody can be accused. So it's left for the person to prove how innocent he or she is. The CBN governor still needs to clear his name from that tag. Cliff Austin Rodriguez, that's your message. All right. Hello. All right, please do well to call back if you can. And then, what's your name? Sir Joe says, I see this rift between Emefiele and the DSS as purely political. The CBN governor is trying to whittle down the financial power of other political parties through the redesigning of the Naira and cash withdrawal policy, and the parties are using the DSS to fight back. Okay, that's what you think. Hello? All right, keep those calls coming. The lines are good. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. And therefore, messages, you can send them via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Stanley Bongridge, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go on.
Yes, I want to actually talk on the failure of CBN Governor, Mr. Emefiele, from appearing before the Congress. I see it's quite unfortunate that a public servant of the people like Emefiele would always be invited, to answer some questions, and he refused. Considering that National Assembly is made up of the representatives of people from different segments of Nigeria.
The man did not refuse. Hello?
Hello, are you hearing me, please?
I can hear you. And I also wonder if you can hear me. He did not refuse to appear. He says he's not in town.
Oh, he's not in town. Of course. It will always be an excuse. They will always give excuses. But what I'm saying in the real sense is that it is very, very unfortunate that these people that want people to obey them, as a CBN governor, he has subordinate people that he gives command, gives order, and they obey. And when it comes to them to obey the people whom they are serving, which is Nigerians, they wouldn't want to come, and they give one excuse or the other. This policy is making, he should come and explain to details so that we will know the advantages of what he's trying to do. Because at this particular time, I think it's not going well with Nigerians. So he should come and answer some questions.
All right.
It's very unfortunate, my dear sister.
Thank you for calling. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name?
I'm Banas from Port
All right, go on.
First of all, I want to ask, what is Emefiele's crime? Because I saw it all coming. All these attacks will come, even more will come, because this is Nigeria. But one thing is certain, he will win them all. Because he is answerable to the president. And the president has given him backup, saying, go ahead, I support your policy. And what is wrong about this policy? One thing with us Nigerians, when we go abroad, we obey even the slightest of law. Back here, we claim rights. Cashless policy. Those developed countries there, we give examples with America, Europe, and others. It's there. They do cashless policy. Now, you just read today that Okupe was convicted for money laundering. These are the things we are talking about. People carrying millions, billions in cash. Because they know if they do transactions through banks, it can be traceable. What are we talking about? The National Assembly inviting him. For what? This man has explained this thing time without number.
All right.
This is why we are doing this. This is why we are doing this. Even our financial laws or act gives him that power for a lot of cash or currency.
All right, thank you.
Why are we just in every time problem? People are now coming with DSS. Okay, let me ask the question. What would Emefiele achieve from sponsoring terrorism? Well, somebody should ask the question.
All right, thank you so much for calling. Hello. All right, you can call back now, 070-0923-0923. And I'm taking your messages on WhatsApp, so you can send them to 0809-030-6416. Good afternoon, welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name?
Constant, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
My name is Cookie Graham Constant.
All right.
My major concern this afternoon is one thing. If Buhari is not sack DSS director, and prosecute him, we are testing, I will have Buhari is not in this country. First, have you seen in Nigeria like this, that a DSS director wake up and go to court? For court to allow him to defend and a DSS governor. But he has the right to go and arrest the man, and he's saying, why do you want to go to court? Because that he would have had this news today. He bothers to have. We live in a country that we don't know how the government, what is running. The president is here. The DSS director can wake up in the morning, go to court, first order to arrest a person. If one is not sack that man today and tomorrow, and remember that Buhari is not in charge of this country, Nigeria. Because it pains me that people do such a thing in this country of Nigeria. What the kind of man committed? He says it's terrorists and what doing what? Because it pains me this asking that a country like this, that a man also requires the economy is treated like this. Buhari to sack that DSS director today and tomorrow and prosecute him. Thank you, my sister.
All right, thank you for calling. Hello.
Sister Costa, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Permit me to remain anonymous.
Oh, okay.
All over the world, my sister, court is an institution that builds on substantial evidences when you accuse somebody of something. And then DSS accused Emefiele and took him to court. And by the legal wisdom of the practitioners, they discovered that those points were baseless points, and I had to ask them to go because they were not able to provide evidence that would move court to go into action. So what is the need? Secondly, the president is on the side of Emefiele. So if they should learn that before they will take somebody to court, they should provide evidences. Court is not a place that you go with a false accusation and expect them to go contrary to the established laws. So what the court did was correct. Though I'm not in support of him disobeying to go to the National House of Assembly.
He did not disobey. He says he's not in the country. All right. Thank you for calling.
Was not in the nation, which is also a genuine excuse. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Well, speaking of sacking the Director General of the DSS, the Ariwa Youth Assembly has also called for the sack of the Director General of the Department of State Services, Yusuf Bichi Magaji, over attempts by the agency to arrest the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. In a briefing in Abuja, the group accused the DSS DG of sharing his loyalty with another person different from the president. And they say if he has any iota of patriotism left in him, he ought to resign. And then they're saying President Muhammadu Buhari to urgently sack the DG of DSS to pave way for more energetic Nigerians to help fight against insecurity. So what the court said when the DSS came up with the whole claims against the CBN governor was more like, you have the powers to arrest this man. So why are you coming to us to get some kind of go ahead? If you are sure, you have your evidence to prove that he is what you say he is, or he's doing what you have claimed that he's doing, why do you need to come over here? You can just arrest him. If the applicant believes that the evidence available to it so far is sufficient, then it can as well arrest and detain the applicant even without the order of the court. That's what Justice Soho said. Hello, Hard Facts, you're welcome. All right, do also call back if you can. The second one, 0809-030-64164, for WhatsApp messages, 0809-030-6416. And then if you want to call in, the number to call is 070-0923-0923. Hard Facts, you're welcome.
Good day.
Good day, what's your name?
after I just tell you.
All right, please go on.
Yeah. The little contribution or question I wanted to ask is that towards this cash policy, why should he refuse the invitation? Because at this time, it's a critical time where if things come up like this, it can be called to clarify the people. So why will he, at this time, when he was supposed to clarify the nation, travel out of the country? Why should he do that?
So you're saying he shouldn't travel?
It doesn't mean that he should not travel, but not at this critical time when things are bothering Nigerians.
Do you know if the reason he had to travel is also to bring solutions to the things bothering Nigeria?
Well, one wouldn't know that way, but Nigerians will want him to clear the Nigerians why this cash policy should come up at this election time. And he was
so what's actually your...
Then he traveled out.
Hello?
Huh?
Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. I wanted to find out from him his reservation about the whole cash withdrawal policy. Because some people are just saying the policy is not good. But what exactly makes you think it's not good? What exactly makes you think it's wrong, especially at this time? Hello, you're welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name? Hello? Emmanuel. All right, from Romo Kurushi. Please go on, Emmanuel.
Hello?
I'm listening to you, Emmanuel.
Yesterday I contributed to Love FM, starting from the point of the reason they give us for reprinting of the Nigerian currency. It's laughable. These people, all they are doing is wickedness. Like I said, Oman said no. I said, God told me that he created this world and blessed it with everything he needs for it to be sustained and for human beings in it to live comfortable. And that anybody, by the reason of anything that makes it to be otherwise, God will not take it lightly with the person. I just told him yesterday, I think I was just playing. Today, DSS is accusing Emefiele, CBN governor.
Emefiele.
These people, they are all jokers. They are all playing. I tell you the truth. I said, bring them and me one-on-one. Let's look at issues straight and one-on-one. They are selling crude oil every day. Where is the money? They made Tompolo, the chief security, they are saving 4 billion every month. Refineries are not working. The past government were able to build the refinery. Then what are they doing? They are not even thinking. Bring me and then one-on-one. Fire is burning in me.
Okay. You need to get some some fluid into your system. Go and drink water. The man says fire is burning in him. You could actually go and meet them in Abuja. We don't have to bring you and bring them. Go all the way to Abuja and meet them. So you can, let off steam. Thank you very much for calling all the same. Hello, Hard Facts, you're welcome. Hello, are you here?
Yeah, good evening, Costa.
You're welcome on board. What's your name?
Edwin is my name, calling from Romans.
All right, Edwin.
Yeah, the issue as it concerns Emefiele. Costa, you see, will it be that the DSS, as they are, a very organized, will not come up and say, Mr. A is part of this or part of that, and Nigerians are just taking it for liberty, where we know that this thing has done more harm than good to the society as it concerns Nigeria. Why not Emefiele come before the people? I am a Nigerian. I am very worried that my own CBN governor today is being accused of such heinous acts, and we is not find anywhere to say no, I'm not part of this, and clear off his way, so that the countries as this will not take us for just, or is it that the DSS are trying to play politics with Nigeria? And let us understand these things well. People will not just come up with just words and say whatever they say, and all Nigerians will just be one place. No, I will not be one place like that, Costa. I will want to know what is the issue, what is the problem. Let us know. Are they playing politics with us, or they're telling us the truth?
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Robin Maja. I'm calling from Eche.
Okay. So what do you think? Is this a witch hunt?
My own view
All right.
this issue, I suspect that Bichi is playing a script. How do I mean? Yesterday, to divert Nigerian attention, yesterday, the national chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakub, said before him, all the security chiefs were there. IG refused to be there. He was represented by one Chiroma. Bichi was supposed to be there, was represented by one lady there. That politicians are buying votes. And this election period, what has he done as a director of secret police? How are these politicians buying the votes? What is the job of secret police, DSS? Instead of him to focus his attention to arresting that situation, for me, it's a decoy to divert Nigerian attention. Most of us, like me, I'm sure I do not have more than 10,000 in our account. Why are Nigerians bothering themselves? Emefiele has told us that out of the total sum of money, cash, that over 80% are in the homes of Nigerians. That CBN cannot control the cash in circulation. And this is a policy as guaranteed by the law, empowering him to see how they can mop up the cash. Why are Nigerians crying?
Okay.
More than the bereaved, those who have touched our cash in safety tanks and all other areas.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. A message here on Facebook from Ogu Ojone Justice. He says, it's annoying the way court is used in Nigeria. If Emefiele has a question to answer, why wouldn't he be arrested? Is he above the law? And then Ayo Mike on WhatsApp says, hi Constance, if truly the DSS has concrete evidence against Emefiele, then he should present himself to the agency. Secondly, if truly he sponsors terrorism, let him be arrested and prosecuted. And he says, I have given up on this APC administration. Ayo Mike. All right, one more call, and then we'll go on a commercial break. Hello?
Oh.
Hi, good afternoon. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Constance. My name is Obed Chima.
All right,
and
Obed
I'm calling
Chima.
you from Port Harcourt.
Please go on.
Constance, a question that I is pondering in my mind right now is, who is in charge of this country? Honestly, it's a question that all Nigerians must ask President Buhari. Who is in charge? I don't get it at all. Now, the policy of CBN, most people are seeing it as targeted on them. So they are coming up with whatever trump-up charges or whatever to be able to stop this policy. Let me finally tell you, Constance, this is a political witch hunt, I must tell you. And the people out there who want to rule Nigeria by all means are the people behind the scene. If you let me, I'll mention their names.
No, you will not mention their names here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Hello, Constance. Godwin Emefiele may not be a clean man, but this new cash policy is in order. The politicians are fighting back because they have been burst for money politics. DSS, under presidency, arresting CBN governor without the president knowing. What an audacity by the DSS. Is Buhari really in control of his government? Or SARS from Port Harcourt? Or SARS? The story does not say that the DSS has arrested him. I guess that's why the DSS decided to go to the court first. Let them have something to hold on to. Let them get the empowerment, the backing from the courts. So let's get an order. If we're going to arrest a man of this caliber, we need We need something strong. And they were also wise enough to not include the fact that he is the CBN governor. They just put his name there, Godwin Emefiele. But the guys over there, they were also smart enough to discover that the Godwin Emefiele they presented is the same person as the CBN governor. So you cannot just... No, you should have stated it. And if you are truly sure, you have evidence to prove that he really is sponsoring economic crime, how about you go and arrest him? You don't need an order from us. All right, you can still send a message to 0809 030 6416, 0809 030 6416. And we are still live on Facebook, so you can drop a message there at facebook.com/Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. You can also tweet at Nigeria Info PH. All right, we have a very short commercial coming up. And of course, afterwards, I'll still take your messages and your calls. Do stay tuned.
Politics, business, lifestyle, economy, social events.
Nigeria Info FM, right here in Port Harcourt. And we're still discussing court stops DSS from arresting Emefiele over alleged terrorism. And then I ask, is this perhaps a political witch hunt against the CBN governor following the cash withdrawal policy? Of course, with the elections around the corner. What do you think? 070-0923-0923 070-0923-0923. And then you can also send a message via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. Just to remind you here now that the CBN governor has not been able to appear before the House of Representatives. This is like the second time. And it's not like he said, I'm not coming. He sent a letter last Thursday telling the lawmakers that he was in the United States on an important assignment. He sent another letter stating that he was still outside the country. So now the House has resolved that he should appear on Thursday. Hello? Hello? Wow, interesting. I was just looking to have just one call before we wrap up this segment. All right, just to also remind you that we have a conversation on police brutality after the business news at 4 p.m. And I'm asking, who should be held responsible for human rights abuse by policemen? And why has human rights abuse continued Despite laws, outcries, sensitization, campaigns against it, why has it continued amongst police officers? They are the ones who are torturing people. And we have some of these stories. There's a particular one, though, that we will be looking at as we have the conversation after the 4 p.m. business news. I cannot take any more calls. Apologies, right? So I have to go. Do stay tuned. After the news, we'll talk about police brutality. And we have Mr. Dumka Kote around for that conversation. Do stay tuned. My name is Constance.